Overwhelmed by tech.
Baffled by jargon?
Afraid to get started.
If that's you, then keep watching.
Hey there, I'm Bex, and I help small business owners get more visible online by having a blog on their website.
Hi, I'm Ben, and I help small business owners learn how to build their own website using WordPress, all without writing a single line of code.
So in this episode, we are going to talk about tech overwhelm. And so that we don't make this video in itself overwhelming, we've broken it down into 3 easy steps for you. We're going to talk about planning, simplicity, and then the support that you can get to help yourselves. Now, those 3 things are all very much centered around mindset. So we are going to start with a bit of a conversation around mindset. And I'm going to hop over to Ben, who is going to tell us a little bit about how his journey sort of started and his background.
Okay, right. Thank you very much. Well, neither of us started off as experts, did we?
No.
We didn't start off knowing what we know now. And I didn't have a technical background when I started out, particularly, certainly not in the field of, computers and programming or any of that sort of stuff. So I learned as I went, and I didn't become an expert overnight. It was, it's incremental. And I guess that my main attributes, I would say, is patience and persistence. So I don't get frustrated easily when things don't work immediately. I keep going, and I'll keep going until it actually does work. And the other thing is, I'm a big believer that you don't need to know everything to get stuff done. You just need to know what you need to know to get to the next step. So you take that first step and then you build on that, and eventually you get to your destination. But you don't need to know everything in advance, and that stops the overwhelm. Just focus on what you're doing now, get that done, and then move on to the next bit. And little bits you don't understand, just accept that you don't understand them. Accept that something works. That's the other thing. Just don't question why it works. Okay, that works. Thank God for that, and I move on, because eventually you will fill in all the gaps as you go along. And that's been my approach for 25 years. I still use it to this day. Obviously I'm much further down the line, but I'm still learning new stuff, and I still use it. So
I think there is that tendency, isn't there, when people have a new idea about something they want to start, that it's like this all or nothing thing of, well, I just want to do it now, and I want to be perfect, and I want to just get it done. And all that's really doing is forming a massive barrier from you actually reaching that end goal, because that end goal is massive. And like you just said, it needs to be broken up into these tiny steps, and those tiny little steps need to be celebrated every single time you achieve them, because they are getting them closer to your end goal. And if you don't approach it like that, all you're doing is you're likely to give up, and then you're never going to reach that end goal.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. And it is the old adage, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's the approach. I mean, not okay. It's not that old, is it?
I've not heard that, but
okay, there you go.
I like that. I get it. I mean, I'm guilty of this as well. I don't know if you are or not. I can't remember. But the whole perfectionism thing is just such a big deal, isn't it? Yeah. It's such a struggle.
If you have that mindset, and that's certainly part of my makeup as well, but I have to fight against that ultimately. Otherwise, you'd never launch anything. It had to be perfect.
No.
And that's particularly true of a website. It's not like the analogy I use is like, if you're doing a print document, something that's got to be printed. Yes, you've only got one stab at it, really. It's got to be proofread and absolutely perfect before it's sent to the printers and off it goes. Whereas a website, that's not the case. You can put something live today, and if there's typos in it or something's not quite right, you can go and fix it. It's not the end of the world. So it is about getting something out there, getting it there, and then you can work on it as you go. And that, I think that actually helps counter my perfectionism a bit, because that having that sort of you know that it's not finished when you go live. Knowing that in advance is really useful.
And I saw something, I think you shared it in your Facebook group today, where you did a post about people sharing their website, say Website Wednesday. And I'm sure I saw someone comment in there. They shared their website address, and they were all very instantly a bit like, oh, it's not that good. I haven't finished it yet. And you said exactly the right advice. It's like, is a website ever finished?
No.
Like, you make tweaks on it all the time. You've had yours however long. I've had various ones of mine however long. There's still stuff being done on it, and it's not perfect, but it does the job. It does what I need it to do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And I think also things move on as well, don't they? Trends change, new technology, new things you can do with your website. So it's always going to be a work in progress.
I was going to say, people sometimes worry about like, oh, I haven't got a logo ready yet, or my branding's not ready yet. And that it's just another barrier that they're putting in front of themselves, isn't it? To stop them from actually taking that action to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is just start. Just do something to start.
It really is. Yeah. You take the first step, and then that helps you take the second step and the third. But without the first step, you cannot take the second or third step. It's that simple.
That's just fact, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it is. And as far as your logo is concerned, who cares about your logo? It's not that important. You're not Coca-Cola. You're not a household brand.
No.
Your logo is not the most important thing. You're, as a small business owner, you're the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's you. So just get something up there, and you can work on all the other fancy stuff later.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the first topic then?
Let's talk about planning, because that is, I mean, we've spoken about it a little bit in terms of breaking it into steps.
Yeah.
How do people break it into steps, I guess, is what people might be asking.
Yeah. Well, my approach generally with anything, actually, not just building a website, but any kind of project when I'm trying to make sense of it all and trying to, it's all in here, isn't it? It's all swirling around my head. Let's get it down on paper. Really old school, massive bit of paper. I've got like a big A2 pad, I think it is.
Yeah.
And coloured pens, because
I love a coloured pen.
And different coloured pens, because you can if you've got a blockage when you're thinking, you can't think to the next step, change the color of the pen. That often helps. All that stuff. So just do big spider that. My handwriting is horrible. It doesn't matter. You just draw lines everywhere, connecting ideas at random, put them all down, drawing stuff up, draw arrows, all that kind of stuff. It really, really helps with the processing and coming up with thinking. So that would be my first step, always, and not just with websites, but anything that I'm.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a similar process to what I use when I'm planning out my blog content. It is all about getting everything that's in here down somewhere on a bit of paper. I mean, if you think about, this is quite a random thing to think, but if you think about when you like see all these crime dramas on TV and you go in like the police rooms and they've got all these pictures and they've got lines drawn over, it's that they're just
it is.
They're kind of clutching at as many different straws as they can, but putting everything down.
Yeah.
And then you can make a clearer picture of things.
That's
when
right.
You've got everything there.
You're making sense of the chaos, really, aren't you? All the ideas you've got, the possibilities. Okay, how can I make that work? Yeah, I think it's. But aside from the planning stuff, it really is just thinking about the first steps. What do you need first of all when you're starting a website? You need a domain name.
Yeah.
You need to start thinking about how you want it to look broadly. So that's in WordPress terms, that's looking at a theme. And then you need to start brainstorming your content, and what content you need, what you already have. I mean, content's very much your bag.
Well, I mean, obviously with the website side of things, it would be like choosing your pages that you want. So it might be your About Us page. If you've got any services or products you offer, you're going to have those kind of pages. But in terms of blogs, I mean, again, when you're writing a blog, your first blog post or whatever, you don't need to be worrying about putting SEO in it in those early days. You don't even need to be worrying about putting images in it, really, if you don't want to in those early days. You just need to be thinking about putting some words down and just posting it, because honestly, if you post that first one, it's enough of a confidence boost to make you think, oh yeah, I've done it, tick, I've done it, I can do it again, and I can, the next one I do, I can make a little bit better, and then the one after that, I can make it a little bit better. And when you feel more confident about what you're writing, then you can start thinking about putting some SEO in there, or, you know, doing all the tweaks that are gonna get you traffic and stuff like that. But in those early days, if you are finding it overwhelming, don't put more pressure on yourself than you need to. Just do something.
Yeah. Do anything. Just
anything. Yeah.
Well, not anything. Not absolutely anything, but just do something which takes you a bit further forward, even if it's just a tiny, tiny micro step forward. Just do it. Keeping it simple, sort of moving on to the second bit, really is the key here, because that stops you going down, along with the planning actually, but it stops you going down technical rabbit holes where you get lost in this sea of jargon, and it just you want to avoid that at all costs. So if you plan it in advance, of course you plan, you know, you start with the end in mind. You know where you want to end up, but then take baby steps towards that destination, and just focus on that entirely. Don't get distracted by other stuff that you see, you know, shiny new thing over here. Oh, and got to have that one. No, focus on the basics first. Just keep that simple. And in terms of your content, you said like a homepage, about us, contact us. A blog, obviously you're going to recommend putting a blog on there. Absolutely. But you don't need, but again, you don't need to go mad on that. Just plan the first few posts.
No, exactly. And you don't even need to put the pressure on yourself in those early days of saying, oh gosh, I've got, you know, I can't just put one on there because that will look terrible. You know, I should have a bank of like 10 of them before I start doing it. No, you don't need to do that. Just put one on there and then figure out what time you've got that you could put another one on there, and just form a bit of a consistent but realistic. That's the thing.
Indeed,
it's got to fit in with what you can do, because if it doesn't, that's when the overwhelm creeps in.
Exactly right. No, and you have got to, as you say, be realistic. Focus on all. Think about all the other stuff you've got going on as well, and make sure that it is realistic, and be consistent. Really, so it's not about I've got to have 10 posts on there immediately, is it? You know, yes, you don't want one. We've talked about this before. If in 5 years' time you've still got one post on there, that's a problem. But it's not a problem day one, is it? That's absolutely fine. It's a brand new website. So and it's better having one on there is a lot better than having naught on there. So
exactly.
You know, so it's,
and I think people have to also remember that in those early days of your website going live, or you just posting one piece of blog content, in your head, you're kind of presuming that as soon as you do that, the whole world is seeing your website. The whole world is reading.
I'm afraid not.
No, that's really not the case. So hardly anyone is seeing it then. So please don't feel like pressured to put more stuff on there than you need, because at that point, not many people seeing it. That's the reality.
Right. A bit like doing this YouTube video, actually, for us.
That's it. Please hit subscribe.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Well done for getting that in, because we always forget that. Definitely subscribe,
like and follow,
and then we'll get a few more people.
I think it is worth going back to talking about jargon for a little bit, because that can be massively off-putting for some people.
So, but I think that's also ties into the last bit, isn't it, in terms of support? So jargon is horrible, isn't it? And it's that is my mission in life, actually, is to eliminate that, because it's very kind of, it's not inclusive when you start talking in jargon. And I've been client facing my entire professional life, so I'm always talking to clients, and I've always made it a point not to talk in industry specific jargon, because it's just that it just goes over people's head. And actually, it's kind of rude, really, talking to them like that. It's really it can be patronizing, I think.
Well, you've got a beginner coming in who knows nothing about a subject, and then you're just chucking all this stuff at them, and it just makes them feel like crap, doesn't it?
It does.
They don't understand it.
Oh, I don't know what I'm I don't
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about. I'm completely out of my depth. No, you want it to be inclusive, don't you? So you talk in their
exactly.
terminology. And sometimes, yeah, there is technical stuff there which you do need to address.
Yeah,
But
that's unavoidable.
it is, yeah, of course it is, because we are dealing with, it is a technical world, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you're building a website, it's gonna have technical terminology, but there's a way of explaining all of that stuff in plain English, so it's understandable by everybody. And that's
yeah,
kind of that's my personal mantra, personal mission, if you like, to do that.
yeah.
And
And
I
that's
think
so good. And I know you're working on something at the moment that's going to help people. If you want to tell them a bit more about that, because
I
it's
am, yeah.
really,
So, and this is a particular thing which I know everyone has a problem with, and it's right at the beginning of your web journey, if you like, and that's something called DNS, which you may or may not have heard about, but it is something that people have to deal with to get their website online, to get their domain name to actually point at their website, and it can be completely overwhelming, utterly baffling. Uh,
it is a ball ache.
it's
There's no
horrible,
getting
and
away
it
from
can
it.
go
It is a
wrong,
ball
and
ache.
it can break your email, and it's just
Yeah.
it isn't good, and people struggle with it. And I've come up with a way of explaining it. Again, it's down to my mantra of not needing to know everything, just what you need to know to achieve whatever it is you want to get done. And
Yeah.
I've it's a little explainer, video explainer, which explains exactly how you get your DNS sorted out, tells you what it is actually and what it isn't, and comes with a little cheat sheet as well. So you'll never need to worry about that again. You'll be able to understand exactly what it is and get your website online without the technical overwhelm.
I mean, that sounds perfect, because that's, like you say, that's that very first step that could be a massive like barrier to stop people going any further, because
Yeah,
they see that and they're like, whoa, I can't do this.
that's right. And you quit before you started, which is
Yeah,
terrible, isn't it? But the flip
yeah,
side of that is you get that done. Oh, I understand that now. Oh, I've done it. Oh, right, fantastic. That builds confidence, and you're on to the next thing. You say, oh, I'm not an
definitely.
idiot. You know, I can do this. And it's just, yeah, it is. It just builds your confidence, and gets you
I
close.
so could have done with that when I first started mine. As it is, I'm very fortunate that I have a techie husband, so
Yeah.
I very much relied on him.
But
So
if you
I'm
don't
lucky.
have that, then where
But
do
if
you
you
go?
don't have that,
And I've had people
exactly,
approach me, and and I've been able to help them sort it out. So it's a
yeah.
no-brainer for me to actually build something that can help people, regardless of
Give
it.
the people what they want.
Exactly right, exactly right. And and again, I was no different when I started out. I remember DNS baffled me for a long while, 25 years ago. It's just I had no frame of reference for it. That's the problem. I think, what? Why? I don't understand how this works. And if you're in the dark, basically,
Yeah,
and that's the problem. That's the problem. If you're in the dark, you've got no frame
there's
of reference, nothing to hang it.
no.
And it did take me a few years actually I finally get it. It's one of those things where I thought I do get it. I understand it. I understand that it works, and I'll just leave it at that now. But then,
Yes.
now I understand why it works. That came along a lot later. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
I mean, it's similar. Like, I don't. We were having the talk about SEO last week in our last video, which, if you haven't seen, go back and look in our library of videos. It's well worth it. But SEO is similar in that term. It's the second that you get a bunch of letters and they get put together, and people don't know what they are, and then that's off-putting, isn't it?
it is. Well, that's classic jargon, isn't it? That's classic jargon, and it's alienating. Yeah, if you
massive.
put a bunch of web developers or a bunch of SEO people in a room, they are going to talk in that jargon, and that's fine because they're all part of that club. But when you're talking to people outside that community who don't have the same level of knowledge, use language that includes everybody.
Yeah. And that's what we're both on a mission to do, really, isn't it? That's the purpose of all of these little videos that we're putting together for you, is to make things as simple as possible.
Yeah, and demystify it entirely.
Demystify, exactly. And that is where the support comes in. So obviously we're not expecting you to go along on this journey all by yourselves, because, as we've both learned in our business journey, you need other people to help you, and you'd be
really
crazy not to take advantage of other people's help.
Yeah.
But it's that fine line between relying on people versus being able to do your stuff yourself, but you can tap into expert advice when you need it.
I think that hits the nail on the head. That's getting that balance right is absolutely right. Yeah. You don't want to be on your own, but you don't want to be dependent on people who might not be there forever. So yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely
and
right.
I think that's where both of us have Facebook groups that offers that support. And it is, we'll put the links in the description actually, because whether you're struggling with website issues or blogging issues or whatever, it is worth joining those Facebook groups, because that is where the support happens. And then you can bounce ideas off of other people who are having similar problems to yourself. And it makes you feel a little less alone and a little less stupid, because you're not the only person thinking that.
Exactly right. Absolutely right. So we've kind of covered everything, haven't we? I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we've talked about planning.
We talked about simplicity, talked about support, and we talked about mindset. And that, I think, mindset is the key.
That is
everything in this game. It really is. Approach it with the right mindset, and you'll have a much smoother journey.
Yeah. And hopefully we can help you achieve that.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked it. Please watch our other videos.
And if you really did enjoy watching us, because of course you did, you can subscribe to our channel and remember to follow us on our socials. The links will be below.
Episode 1042.
Come on, little performing monkey.
Down on my mark. Right, okay. Ta-da!
Oh, so that's what you do all day.
Yes, exactly.
Ben has just gone off to fill his glass of water.
Yeah.
Ben is putting his bowl in the kitchen. Yeah. Ben is going for a wee. They've got too much time on their hands.
Clearly, yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Yes. I know.
It's all right, you carry on. Honestly, they say never work with animals.
Oh, shut up.
Just subscribe, God damn it.
Please subscribe. Random's good.
What? You part of some dramatic society. 3, 2,
I'm looking at
1. What?
No.
This? What? What was that?
Are we happy?
Are you watching?
I'm in position.
Right, get yourself in position.
Okay, right.
Get ready to go then.
Oh, sorry.
Is there a delay? It's like completely left my head.
Why is this the hardest bit?
Buy this.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Get out screen. What are you doing?
Pardon? You talking to me?
Why are you there? You need to be out.
Oh no, yes. So Bex, why? What do we mean by ownership?
Are you expecting me to answer now?
No.
I know. Gold star for Bex.
Jolly good.
I thought you were freaking out because you'd lost your special towel.
Baffled. Ow.
Buy it. Buy it. Look into my eyes.
Yeah. We were chatting about. Yeah.
No, because I haven't got a spare year of my life. I'm assuming you mean a wee.
Yes, of course I mean a wee.
Well, you had very fibrous granola for breakfast. So.
My digestive system does not work that quickly. How you need to buy my offer. What the fuck is DMS? Because that explains that.
Oh yeah.
Buy my SEO checklist.
Yeah.
The
More than just two people having a laugh on YouTube.
Yeah.